Lesson 7. Adjectives in comparison. Comparing people and things is one way of learning about the world. We say this new calculator is like a mini computer. Of course, it is smaller and less accurate. Adjectives are very useful in comparing things and people. In comparisons, adjectives have special forms or spelling. If we compare one thing or person with another, we use the comparative form of the adjective. It is made in two ways. Number 1, for shorter adjectives like sweet and happy, add er to get sweeter and happier. Or for longer adjectives like beautiful, use more. More beautiful, more capable. Most adjectives ending in full or us also form the comparative with more. More healthful, more capable. More ambitious. When we compare a thing or person with all others of its kind, we use the superlative form of the adjective. In fact, when we compare a thing or person with more than one other, we use the superlative. This is the best dinner I've ever tasted. Pat is the smartest person I know. This is the most interesting book I have ever read. The superlative form of adjectives is made by adding est or by using most. For adjectives that add er to the comparative, add est for the superlative. For those that use more to form the comparative, use most for the comparative, or for the superlative, Here are some examples. High, higher, highest, big, bigger, biggest, strong, stronger, strongest, agreeable, more agreeable, most agreeable, expensive, more expensive, most expensive, careful, more careful, most careful. There are 3 things to remember in using adjectives for comparison. First off, use the comparative form to compare 2 persons or things. Use the superlative to compare more than 2. This car is wider than that one. This car is the widest one I have ever seen. Secondly, do not leave out the word other when you are comparing something with everything else of its kind. Wrong. Toronto is larger than any Canadian city. This sentence says that Toronto is not a Canadian city. You should be saying Toronto is larger than any other Canadian city. A second example. Claire runs faster than any girl in her class. Some people might be wondering if Claire's a girl. Is she part of her own class? It should say Claire runs faster than any other girl in her class. And thirdly, do not use both er and more or est and most at the same time. So diamonds are more harder than jade is incorrect. You should say diamonds are harder than jade. A second example. Wrong. Diamonds are the most hardest of all material. It should say diamonds are the hardest of all materials. We form the comparative and superlative of some adjectives by changing the words. Here are a list of the common ones. After you've read this list, you're ready to do the exercise on pages 3 and 4 of this assignment.